We're back, Bill, and I got a lot on my mind today, and I'm going to just get right into it. May I?
Oh, good, sure.
Do you like that?
Yes.
Do you have a little suspenseful, like, what's he going to say?
Yeah, you seem like you have something to say. Go ahead and speak.
I do. I'm actually going to tell it to the camera. The NFL is not rigged. I am so sick of this ridiculous narrative that I'm seeing in my DMs and online. And I don't know if you've seen this, Bill, with the Super Bowl colors. The teams that ended up at the Super Bowl last year ended up when they had the same colors as the logo or something. It's happened in the last 2 years. So this year, they're thinking it might be the same. There is no NFL script for how the season's going to go. The NFL is not rigged. Back me up on this, or do you think it's rigged?
Of course not.
Thank you.
I had no clue what you were going to get at or talk about.
Yeah.
And, the Super Bowl colors on the colors the last couple of years could be, obviously, as a coincidence, but people look for reasons to find things that are rigged.
100%.
They looked for reasons to find, like, what's the word I'm thinking of when?
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
They look for that.
Yeah.
They have nothing to do.
It's crazy.
People have nothing to do. They have nothing to talk about.
And let me
say
say
this. They have
this.
to fill it with some, a conspiracy theory.
With the colors. Now, it could be that they're making a guess and they're going, who are the teams that could end up there in the end? Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to think, well, the Chiefs will always be there, so a little bit of orange is good. Miami's a good team, a little bit of light blue. Like, you know what I mean? And they might roll the dice that way, but it's absolutely not rigged. That is insanity. And if it was rigged, believe you me, you'd be looking at the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl every year.
People, like I said, people look for reasons to look, and everyone looks for a reason why they lost.
Right.
They say, well, couldn't be just that I picked something. It's got to be reasons.
Right.
Like I always say, people look at the games from the way they bet the game. Someone said to me the other day, oh, Kansas City Chiefs shouldn't have won. Buffalo easily should have won the game.
Right.
It's real simple. First of all, there's no easily in a game back and forth when it's just offense, offense, offense.
Right.
It's almost going to be who has the ball last or who makes the first error.
Right.
So, and the guy's like, oh, man, they missed that field goal. I said, well, what about Kansas City on the half of an inch line fumbling the ball? They called it a fumble through the end zone, and the other team got the ball instead of getting 7 points. He goes, oh, yeah, I guess you're right about it. I forgot about that. Because they don't think about that because that's not the way they look. They only look at it the end of the game. What should have happened, what was going to happen. It's fresh in their mind, not the second or third quarter, just the fourth quarter, the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter.
We see what we want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy. There's no, no 4-quarter game, 1 hour of play comes down to one play.
Yeah.
It just very rare. I mean, maybe you can make an argument at some point it does, but no, there's always mistakes on both sides of the field.
I've put various videos up on my Twitter page throughout the years, even as much as recently as like the last 4 months, saying I'm sick and tired of hearing people say fix in the sportsbook at the end. It's only when they lose. And now, granted, the referees have done a terrible job. We're supposed to be in an area now of, we're in the future with all these replays going back to New York. They have every game, every broadcast of a game has a past referee or head of referees, talking up in the booth. I have to admit, I understand why people would get very upset at some of the calls that were made and some of the calls that were not made. So I understand that. But that's been going on since, the beginning of time.
That's incompetence. That's not rigged.
Yeah. Look, then if you're going to say that, you want to look at a sport that could be rigged, I would look at boxing. I would look at maybe even some UFC matches.
How dare you?
But boxing, though. Boxing. So many matches that these three judges.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like Adelaide Bird.
Oh, she's the worst.
I don't understand how she ever got a job.
Worst judge in the history of sports.
And she teaches judging. They have a school, her and her husband, Robert. They have a school where they teach how to referee and how to judge.
And you know what's crazy? She spent her whole career as a boxing judge.
Yeah.
She judges UFC fights as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's insanity. She has no clue what she's looking at.
It's America 2023, 22, 20, 21.
24 now. I'm going backwards. Back a few years. Yeah,
I'm just, like what we're in and what we're up against and how you get your jobs and how, I just can't take, and I'm not just trying to pick on her. There's a ton over the years that have been absolutely either corrupt or incompetent.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
So I do understand that a little bit more.
I'm glad I got that off my chest today.
Yeah, and I've rode Kansas City, especially in this spot. I've
Good
talked
man.
About in this spot a couple times, and even Green Bay hanging in there. Probably, I don't know if they should have won, but they easily could have won versus San Fran last week.
Yeah.
So this week they come in a heavy 7-point favorite. I'm looking at -7, -15. Where I'm looking at one book that I respect actually that has -7.5. So on the underdog, and I respect this book. So +7.5, -17. Boy, I tell you, they must be seeing something I don't see. I think last week Purdy looked terrible. The pressure and it just looked terrible. I don't know. Listen, I think that Detroit has just as good enough of a quarterback as San Fran. So I think they could probably hang around with them. I'm not saying San Fran's not the better team. If they're completely healthy and have all their guys, have Debo, have Ayuk, have McCaffrey, I can go on and on. They're really a talented team.
Yeah, for sure.
If they're at wide receiver and stuff, they have better. Detroit has good guys, but San Fran probably has the more talented team, and they're home in front of their crowd. I don't know how Detroit's going to react with a road playoff game. Very aggressive coach.
Yeah.
Campbell's just almost too aggressive for me. I like aggressive. At home, it's nice to be aggressive, but he's very aggressive.
I like it a lot. I'm going to let you know a secret, Bill.
So
this is the part of the show where I tell you who's going to the Super Bowl. Okay?
So
are you ready?
2 weeks ago it was Dallas. What happened now?
Well, that was just.
I noticed we don't have a hat in front of the back of us.
You never will.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's over.
That I've divorced the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
But I'm here to tell you, the Super Bowl this year, the matchup will 100% be in this year's Super Bowl. Okay. Today is January 24th as I record this.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you, the Kansas City Chiefs will play the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl.
Whoa, okay.
You heard it here.
My
you heard it here,
friend.
Crack. What do you think? Worthy of bets?
Oh, listen, this year more than anything, I've been talking about the parity in the league. Anyone can win.
Yeah.
And but yeah, here we are with two of the four best teams that are, San Fran and Baltimore. That was like if you had a Super Bowl exacta, that was like the favorite. So 7, and now Baltimore went to 4 at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sports books on my screen. Still some 3.5 -15s, 3.5 -11s, the lowest I see. But there's a lot of 4s now.
Really?
And I like the 4 too. I like both dogs. Listen, Baltimore definitely, I understand, this year, the better team. Lamar Jackson, he's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. What a quarterback to stay relatively healthy all year long. He's normally very injury prone. What a great job he does. He deserves the MVP. And now I'll even say he deserves it. Last year I was saying this guy, he's out. He was hurt, and he wanted this $200 million contract, $155 million guaranteed. He's worth every penny. If you want to pay Russell Wilson, and then I'll even go further. Danny Dimes and $160 million for 4 years. This guy is worth every penny. He's great. He's fantastic, and he's really proven that he is MVP quality. And listen, if he wins this game and goes to the Super Bowl, he's the way to go there. Even now, you can bet it. So if you think Baltimore's going to win, you should bet Jackson to be the MVP, getting back like 225 now, because that's like a money line that you're going to get when they're probably, depending on how both teams play this weekend, the Baltimore and San Fran, Detroit, probably going to be like a 1-point favorite in the Super Bowl or pick them. So either are you going to lay 110 or you're going to take plus 225. Usually the quarterback's the MVP.
That's genius.
Yeah. Well, it's not really genius.
Well,
it's known. But people don't like doing that. They want to bet last. You're right, though.
It's known to you folks.
It's known to us folks, right?
So to John Q. Public.
Joe Public out there. That's the way to bet. You can get back plus 225 right now. But however, it's an action bet. If Kansas City beats Baltimore, you lose that bet.
Right.
So if you want to even wait till after this, you get plus 150 back or 170 back on him being the MVP. You could do that also.
What's the line on Mahomes, out of curiosity?
He's plus 2 to 1. Okay. No, hold it. He's plus. No, I'm wrong about that. That was 2 weeks ago.
It's higher, right?
Yeah. He's plus maybe almost close to 3-1. Then
Yeah.
he would be close to the MVP.
So that should be the route I would go, right?
Yeah. You could do that. But anyway, I think Baltimore is getting a lot of public money. You don't, a pro like myself, I don't respect the line moves this time of the year. Last week, even the week before in the wild card, you really don't respect it like you respect it in week 3 or 4 or 1 or even 10, 12, 15. The public money is a lot of public money. All the people come out of the woodwork to bet playoffs and especially Super Bowl. More housewives bet that game than they bet any other game throughout the year. Or they're involved in box pools, or they're involved in some kind of fantasy thing, or for their husband, they're rooting for that side, whatever it may be. So in volume, a lot of that money in volume makes the bookmaker move the line or even over move the line. I seen last week, both games were 9.5, the big favorites last week, Baltimore and San Fran. At game time went to 10, even a solid 10.5 San Fran. And boy, was the line maker wrong there, because Green Bay almost beat them. And really, Love throwing across his body like that definitely was the killer for that team. And they played a hell of a second half of the season. I made some money on them. I got season wins over to my crack wins guys, and we did well on Green Bay throughout the year. Again, this week, I leaned to both dogs. Did I bet either one yet? I'm going to probably bet now. Now that this is 4 has shown, I'll probably bet. I did bet some Detroit. I thought I was getting the 7 when the line came out, thinking I was getting a good line. I can get a better line now, and I may bet it again.
What's the line now?
+7 -0.5, or like there's these exchanges. The exchanges are unbelievable. You can bet. Here's an exchange, John, for example. There, see that? You could bet +7 even. Or -7 even. Now, you do pay a commission. So you pay like a 1% or 2%. I think it's 1% commission. But still, you're laying 102 each way. You know, are you going to pay, $1.02 or $1.10 or $1.05? I'm surprised we don't have exchanges here. Eventually, they'll try to get them here. We can't even get DraftKings FanDuel here.
It's crazy.
So even though they booked the bets right over here in Vegas,
literally
on Durango.
Yeah.
They right across from the Durango Casino, you'll see big offices for DraftKings.
Yeah.
Many floors of beautiful office space. They're all occupied by DraftKings. They approve the bets for the whole country there, but yet they can't approve the bet in Nevada.
Why is it? It's just the casinos feel threatened, or
you're all just our guest. Remember the line from Casino?
Yeah, sure.
Remember the commissioner comes in,
Yeah.
Commissioner Webb, and Robert De Niro puts his pants on.
Yep.
He's sitting there, and Commissioner Webb comes in and looks over the whole floor, says, "Wow, the house is doing good tonight. All that money." And then he sits down and tries to get his brother-in-law the job back.
Yeah.
and he says, "No, I can't. Your brother's incompetent. He jeopardizes the whole place. Mr. Rothstein, you people will never understand something out here. You're all just our guests." And that's exactly the way. It's still a cowboy town out here.
Yeah.
It still is. It's still run by very powerful people.
Yeah.
How do we get the F1 race here? Trust me. This town, people don't even know. Las Vegas, when you're on the Las Vegas Strip, you're not in Las Vegas. You're not. People think you're in Las Vegas. You're in, I forget the name of the town there.
Paradise?
You're in Paradise.
Yeah.
You're in Paradise. That's the name of the town. Different jurisdiction. The mayor has nothing to do with that Las Vegas Strip. The mayor just rules downtown, which is considered Las Vegas.
Hey, Trump has that Trump Tower here. No gambling in it.
Yeah.
That wasn't up to him.
Yeah, I never realized that, but you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, it's pretty interesting how we don't have those big sports books here, and how hard it is to get them here. We just got Betfred. We're just approved in the last 6 months or 8 months.
Wait, so Virgin's booking bets finally?
Virgin has bets. Virgin Casino has bets there, but they don't take anything. They throw you out. Which surprises me the most is Resort World. Resort World, $5 billion property. Go in there, go to the sports book. They say, "Oh no, if you want to bet the props, you got to bet them on the kiosk." Go to the kiosk. I put money in, and it approved $100. $100.
That's crazy.
I'll say it again. There's ladies back home where I'm from. There's ladies literally in North Jersey. There's a hot dog stand on Arthur Avenue in the Bronx. I'm sorry about this. Sorry to rat you out, sweetie. And she keeps the money right in her bra, and she books bets there. I could bet more at the hot dog lady on Arthur Avenue than I could bet here at the $5 billion corporation. Real nice. Real nice.
So crazy.
Please.
I love when you get fired up over that.
No, it's ridiculous. I said a couple weeks ago, these sports books don't realize that they want to limit us and throw us out. We're all getting back in. We're all getting back in. I'm just going to beard in. I'm just going to go in under John. I'm going to go on our
Why are you getting me in trouble now?
I'm going to go on. I'm going to go. We're all going to beard back in. Why throw us out? Why throw me out? Because I'm a little bit. I'm sharper than you. Why throw me out?
Take
and by the
info.
way, not just me. There's dozens of people in my shoes.
Right. But
dozens is not a lot compared to the billion, people that are in gambling. I mean, I say billion. It's not a billion. We know that, but. It's a lot more than people think, though. It's hundreds of millions.
Yeah. For sure.
There is a giant portion of this country that gambles. And like I said it on a different show. I don't know if I said it on our show. I think I did maybe. Every college in this country has a gambling problem.
Yeah.
Every college in this country. Wherever you think your kids are and you think your kids are insulated from it, give me a break. Just ask them alone and say, tell me the truth. Does people gamble in your school? Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
If the kids are in the know, if the kid just feel their pulse. If they have a pulse, they're going to tell you. Yeah.
The first week they're on campus.
Yeah.
Visa and MasterCard have a little booth there set up for student credit cards. They get them on those student credit cards at 18 to 21% interest, and then they start making deposits at sports betting sites.
Yeah.
And that's how the world goes around over there.
No, it is. It's true. It's true. So anyway, I do lean to both of the dogs, but there's going to be probably nothing serious right now, unless I see a 7.5 pop up there. The 4 I like. 4 points is a lot of money for Mahomes. 4 points is a lot of points. This guy has proven himself more and more. Does he have to prove himself anymore?
No way.
He's unbelievable.
I said it when Brady was still playing. Don't bet against Brady. You don't have to bet on him, but don't bet against him. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
I say the same thing about Mahomes.
Mahomes is amazing. He is. Now he's going against something like one of the best, though.
100%.
It's exactly what it is. And I don't want to put Purdy in this field.
No.
Well, Purdy was the favorite to win the MVP a month ago.
Right.
I mean, Purdy and Dak. Give me a break, both of you clowns. But, I mean, the MVP is clearly.
There was a time when
Jackson.
I would have taken offense at that remark about Dak, and now I don't. No. I don't anymore because I've divorced the Cowboys. Bill. I'm out.
Listen.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of volume, and someone said something to me recently. I'll ask a Joe Public guy, a regular guy, how many bets do you make during the week? And if they tell me more than like 10 on next week's game, I'll say you can't win unless you're a professional.
Because they're making too many bets.
Bet, you make it too many bets. That's a bookmaker's dream. Is someone to look if you're an old school bookmaker and you're booking someone and you see 10 bets, 15 bets, 20 bets on the weekend just on 2 games, or even 10 games on a Sunday, you say, wow, this guy's such a sucker. He can't win. But yet if Bill Krackomberger makes that many bets, every one of them have positive EV, expected value. I have to make a lot of bets on volume because I only have a 2-3% edge. So on volume, that 2-3% equals enough for me to make a living. So I'm looked at a little bit differently. So I would say, people that aren't following a service or I say a service. There's only 2 or 3 services in the country that win. So, and I'll mention them right on air here. Mine, of course. Destroyed him this year. College basketball, college football has been unbelievable. Was unbelievable. Preseason football was stupid. NFL was stupid. When I say stupid, I mean 55%, 56%, which is going to win, which is going to make you money. But
then that goes back to volume, right? Because you're making 55.
Make a lot of bets.
Right.
Steve Fezzik, buddy of mine, had a sick year. And Right Angle Sports, sick year on NFL. So they're not doing that well in college, but no one is in college basketball. So I don't know really anyone else that wins that I know for a fact anyway. I know people say they win.
Right.
Some people say that. And some people I actually trust and I'm in the know. Probably I just can't think of them now. There's a couple of them. But there's for every one of us, there's 500 more guys that are all con artists, literally – snake oil salesmen, whatever you want to call them, charlatans. There's so many of them. Just go to TikTok, and they want to show their fancy car in the background, and they're young and their jewelry and stuff, and
But Bill, there's that one short guy that's 126-2 in his Major League Baseball system plays. I never hear about him anymore.
No.
I unfollowed him, so I don't even see his stuff.
He blocked me. But
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him.
Fraud.
There's just lots of comment out there. Look
Great
at the way they
marketer.
talk. Look at the sunglasses. Look at the cars they drive. Look at the way they handle it. Anyone that shows piles of money, like bricks of money, give me a break. Give me a break. I don't have to do none of that stuff. My talk is my wins. Even when I filmed the show on Showtime, they wanted me to bring $100,000 to the cashier. Wasn't doing it. Not doing it.
Really?
It's
I
not
like that
me.
you won't do that.
Not me.
And you
It's not me.
guys argued over that.
We didn't argue it, but I mean, they wanted me, to bet. Oh, can you bring $100,000 to the kid? No. Now I admitted that how much money I bet on a weekend.
Right.
Any given weekend, I'm going to bet six figures, hundreds and hundreds of thousands. You know what? On a cross sports weekend with college football, college basketball, I don't know how much I would have in action, but I wouldn't doubt it's $1 million.
Right.
I mean, when I say that, I mean, 5,000 on 100 games. I mean, I don't even know my positions. Someone questioned Steve Fezzik on and someone ripped into him. I have the same answer. Someone said, "You mean to tell me on a Sunday you don't know what you're rooting for?" No, I don't.
Explain that.
I have 16 prop bets on one game. No, I don't know what I'm. You think I know every single bet I have, and they're laid out now? If I was a normal person, I would lay them out and look, okay, I got this guy, that guy, that. But every play, I'd be rooting and screaming and rooting. That's just not the way I work. I grade them, their tickets. I grade them at the end of the day. Win, loss, win. I know in the end I'm going to win.
Right.
I know why I've been throwing out thousands and thousands of bookmakers, not just the brick and mortars here. I used to always bet back when I lived in Jersey and New York. They throw you out.
Yeah.
Everyone throws you out. If you beat the line consistently, and if you're a winner, just coincidentally, do you know how many squares get thrown out of sports books just because they win? Some of these big corporations that I've mentioned, they throw out people that they're going to get all the money back during football season because they won 7 tennis matches in a row.
Right.
So they'll throw them out, even though the person has a history of losing $50,000 a year to the sports book overall.
Right.
Because someone in risk thinks that they're smarter than someone else and says, "Oh no, this guy's too good to beat us." Never looking at the big picture.
Right.
And just saying, well, they don't want them to win on their shift. So they're protecting their own, they feel they're protecting themselves on their shift, but they're not doing what they're paid to do. If their bosses sitting up in the safety perches of where they're at that don't want to look at anything except for bottom line, if they was to know that these guys in risk are actually costing them money, they fire a lot of them.
Yeah.
Some people take it personal too. A lot of people in risk, they'll say, "Well, Bill Krackenberger's betting. Oh, he posts things on Twitter. I see he's got 100,000 views, 200,000." And recently, I got 250,000 views on that one where I said I'm going to beard back in. So that gets them upset. And I don't mean to. It's nothing personal. I don't mean nothing personal towards you guys. It's just that all I wanted to be able to do is be able to bet. Just bet. And go on. Let me bet 500 then. Okay. Yes, of course I want to bet 5,000. Let me bet $500 or a dime. Say I can bet $1,000 on every bet. Don't give me the 5,000 you give Joe Sucker. These guys come up to the sports book. You'll take all their bets and just for maximum bets, just take a little bit off mine. Just take 5. Learn from me. If you say I'm so good, learn from me. And if you don't learn from me, I'm going to come back in under someone else's name, and it's going to take you months and months and months, and bonuses, by the way, to learn from me. How many views did I get on that there, George?
This one, 26,000.
No, is that the one? That's the last one. I'm talking about the one that I said I'm going to beard back in to every single. I'm going to beard back in. I said it's one of from a week ago.
Gotcha. I'll find it.
Yeah, I just said I'm gonna go right there. Is that it?
212,000.
212,000. It got sent around by a lot of people, and I'm not even bragging about it. I'm just saying I want people to watch that video because it's the truth. Just that no one talks about that. So
right.
Anyway, it's all right. I wasn't planning to get pumped. You're the one that had all these things.
Got you all pumped
up. You
up.
know why I'm in a bad mood? Let's mention this too.
Go.
Because I was in a good mood.
I screwed it up.
No.
I pushed some buttons.
So there's this new show that's on Discovery, and they called me for it right away. Dave Check, who's a buddy of mine, producer, he called me he goes, "Hey, my friend's doing a show on Discovery," and he said, Dave Check was a showrunner for Action on Showtime. he said, my friend's doing this show on Discovery about gambling, and maybe we can, maybe you can use you. So sure enough, they called me for an hour. Let me find out the name of the show. New gambling show on Discovery.
Yeah, I've heard about it. Mickey Mace is on it.
Mickey Mace is on it, right?
Yep.
That's it. Okay, it's called Hustlers, Gamblers, and Crooks. That's a pretty good name for this show.
Yeah.
So I watched the first episode. The most legit guy is the pool player that's on it. There's they showed 3 different guys. The pool player is legit. I know of him. I know he was definitely used to make money in cash pool games, and then he went on to pro. But you see, the problem is you have other guys on there. The first guy was a roulette dealer from Atlantic City that was dealing roulette. You know the games where the dealer's up there and all the players are out there and they're playing up against the wheel? So he found a little gaffe. By the way, I don't think I've ever talked about this, just like last week on any show ever. So back in Atlantic City, 1993, there's a dealer I know who was dealing for 29 years at the time. May not even be alive anymore because he was old then. He said to me, I knew him at a roulette table, and he said, what number is your favorite number? I said, well, just 29, my birthday name, 29. So this is live in the casino. He spins the thing. He said, I'm going to come within 2 numbers of 29. So give me 2 numbers on each side. And
Yeah.
Do you know he didn't come within 2 numbers? He hit 29 on the spin. So I said, get the out of here.
Yeah.
I said, do that again.
Yeah.
I said, let me give you a new number. 00. I gave him a 0. Right next to 00 it was. I remember that. I was like, wow. Because after 29 years of repetition, doing it over and over and over, the wheel speed going the same way.
100%.
Your spin speed at your fingers that spin the ball, same speed. This is 29 years, not 29 hours, 29 days, 29 months, 29 years of dealing. What do you think? Same speed every time. It's called sectioning a wheel.
Yep.
When the casinos really started knowing about this even more, they put those little canoes in the wheel.
On the wheel. It used to be a deep dish where the ball would slot right in.
It was a deeper hole.
Yep.
The davits, that's called that.
I have a story for you. Keep going.
Yeah, so they put them in there. Do you know after they put them in there, he still...
Yeah.
Not every spin.
It's tough.
Because it would hit the sideway canoe.
Yep.
But if it hits this canoe, it can go right between the canoe.
Yeah.
The canoes. So he still showed me how he did it. And I didn't want to do nothing illegal, nothing wrong. I was nervous back then.
I had a guy in Atlantic City at Harrah's in the Marina in Atlantic City that could do that exact same thing.
This was in Atlantic City too.
This young guy, and it was back in the day when the dish. Some roulette wheels are still old school, like Caesars has them. Mirage has them, where the ball slots in where it lands.
Yeah.
It's like a deeper dish, not that little thing where it goes like that. Sometimes. And this guy could hit. My number was 11, and so that's why I play 7, 9, 11, 26, and 30 on the wheel because I was so sick of saying, oh, it's right next door. Oh, it's 2 doors down. So I just played that section, and this guy could hit 11 or that section to the point where I would
never believe it.
I'd meet up with him in the parking lot. After and break him off.
I didn't do that.
I did that.
No, I didn't do that.
I did that.
I
won't
said
say
I
his
would.
name,
I said I would.
It sounds just like mine.
Yeah,
anyway.
I didn't get that far.
Yeah,
but it was amazing how he can do it.
Yeah.
But, so if you Google the name Billy Walters Roulette, Billy Walters beat Steve Wynn in Atlantic City out of a lot of money with a roulette system. Well, it really wasn't a system. He was looking for inaccuracies in wheels, the weight and balance of the wheels back in the 80s. It's actually a great story about Billy beating Steve Wynn.
We need to get him on the show.
And you know what? Steve Wynn never paid him, never gave him the money, the $1 million back that he put up too. So it's kind of interesting.
Really?
How, there was some lawsuits there too. But basically, the wheel wasn't. There's a word for it. Of course, I should know that word right away. The weightings and the weights and counter the measurements on the not the measurements. There's a weighting of the wheel.
Yep.
And the wheel wasn't. It was off a little bit.
Oh.
So think about it. A wheel on an axis. Now, if it's off just a hair, it could be weighted to one side or the other.
Sure.
So after multiple spins, there's a
a pattern.
There's a pattern you could pick up. So
why didn't you end up on the Discovery show?
Oh, so let's go back to that.
Yeah.
I was too legit for him. I wasn't polarizing enough.
You weren't good TV.
I guess.
Yeah, you're too honest to be good TV.
Listen, not that I'm so honest. I'm not saying that. I am honest, but with, partners, and I'll never rob because if I'm in a casino, I told you this before. If someone's is responsible for their draw and you get overpaid at the cashier, it happened to me a month ago again at the Win. It happened again. $100 overpaid. I had two $5,000 stacks. And I gave the $100 back to them. I said to them, count it again, please. They're responsible for their own draw. I'm never going to rob a cashier.
Yeah.
I'm never going to rob a sportsbook cashier or a cashier in the casino. But, if you're playing blackjack and the first three people have 20 and you have 17, and the dealer has 18 and just is in that pay mode and they pay me, I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
But it's always amazing when someone else at the table says, oh, no, you only have 17.
Yeah.
They paid you.
Yeah. Why do people do that?
Because they're insane. No, there's something wrong with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't realize the casino will rob your eyes out in a minute.
Yeah.
See if you have no money left after you lose all your money. See if they give you a stick of gum. See what they'll do for you. But anyway, that's so anyway. Yeah. And then that guy Mace, he was in the studio, right?
Yeah, a couple times
with you guys.
Yeah.
And everyone believes him because it's fun to believe that someone could beat the casino for millions of dollars. He's one of the guys that stacks up the money. He's got millions in the back. And he may have went on that run. I'm not doubting that.
Right.
But don't tell me you have a system to beat a mathematical baccarat game.
No.
Don't tell me you have a system and you're waiting to sell the system for $50 million. You know what I mean? I'll give my little jerk-off sign again. Yeah. Jerk somebody else off.
Yeah, and the whole pattern recognition thing when it comes to baccarat is nonsense. I mean, it's like saying red or black at the.
Guy said they threw him out because of the shuffle. They threw him out so he's fun to look at. I guess he's got tattoos all over his eyes and tattoos on his neck, his head, whatever else, and. He has a story about gambling that people want to believe in those kind of conspiracy things. So they want to believe in that. And you know what? I'm not even saying I'm 100% on the casino side because I'm not.
Right.
I'm not. I'd like to believe what he has to say.
Yeah.
He made it a little too far-fetched. If you told me you beat him in blackjack, there's many ways to beat casinos in blackjack. Most of you guys never heard of these things too. Besides card counting, there's ace sequencing, there's shuffle tracking.
Explain ace
there's
sequencing.
There's hole carding.
Or do you not want to?
No.
Okay.
If the shuffle, it's really difficult though. The shuffle patterns, if you can follow the shuffle patterns of the cards, these aren't ones that are shuffled inside one of those machines.
Yep.
Or better yet, it's not the constant. You can't beat the constant shuffle when they shuffle every hand. Put the same cards back in. You can get dealt the same card next hand, the actual same ace of spade that you had one hand. You can get it the next hand. They put it back in and the cards come out. This is actually when a dealer's hand shuffling the cards. And it's true. You can follow clumps. Even though they're being shuffled, you can follow clumps of cards in the shoe where you can notice that pattern recognition would come out again. Mm-hmm. You could just follow those clumps of cards. The best way to beat them, too, is hole carding. So, you're sitting down, slanted in the seat, or you have someone that's short in the seat, or if you're in a wheelchair. A doctor will put you in a wheelchair in this town. I know a guy. But no, I'm not joking. They'll put you in a wheelchair with an arm sling, so you're eye level with the table, and you're actually seeing a dealer pitch the cards, and it's like the lions. I'll use the Lion King, like the Lion King, looking down over the vast gazelle lands and saying, I could pick any gazelle I want. You're looking for the weak ones, though, the ones that are weak. So that's the same thing. You're a lion looking for a weak gazelle, a weak dealer in the casino. You're looking for someone that has the patterns of throwing the cards and pitching them and showing their whole card. By the time the card hits the table, someone that's eye level, maybe a foot lower than the dealer's holding the card. That's right. It's usually 6 inches, but a foot lower even. I've seen some girls downtown in like those sexy pits, those new pits. I've seen some girls just. I don't know what they're going to do for a living. They have to mop floors. So I wouldn't hire them to do this. So literally, and I'm like, wow, I'm seeing it. Imagine if someone's eye level with the table.
Their last card.
Yep. So now the real trick is you not betting.
Right.
You just signaling someone else on the table to bet. Because you're just looking at the card betting $10. You're signaling maybe with your pinky. This is a good this is a real good hand, or maybe your whole hand out means medium hand. Definitely in our edge, the dealer has maybe an 8 out. An 8's a losing card, by the way.
Yeah.
18's a losing hand. So there's some. I'm giving away way too much stuff here. I'm gonna have to cut some of this stuff off this. But anyway, so if you want to tell us you beat blackjack, I'll believe you. But I don't think they're gonna let you. They're not gonna let you win the kind of money you're talking about. Now baccarat, come on. They tell me you're beating a 1 and by the way, it's a low house edge. It's a low house edge. But like I said, I know someone that lost over $300 million playing baccarat. We talked about him last week.
Right.
So you really can't tell me you're beaten. There's more to the story. I understand everyone wants to believe that and believe it's fine. There's more to the story there. I'm not that polarizing guy. You want to follow me around? I'll show you how to beat different things. I'll tell you what. I told the producer. I said, listen. Get someone to bet me. Anyone you want to bet me. I'm not doing it for less than $100,000 though. I'll do it for $1 million. Get someone to bet me that I can't win money every single day for a month straight in a casino. That's right.
I love it.
Just someone bet me, and someone reach out. You want to bet that it doesn't matter how much money it is. It could be little money, but it could be anything. Every day for 30 days, I'll make money in a casino. Every day. I think, isn't that a great story to have?
Yeah.
And someone to challenge me?
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it for $5,000.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be a big shot. I'm just saying I'm going to do it for something it takes a lot of time to do this. I need to get paid to to duplicate my income what I make anyway. So.
And that what would you are you saying playing any game?
Any game. You let me play any game.
Like they pick the game. They go $5 slots. Go.
No, I'm picking the game.
Okay.
Of course they can't pick the game. They'll pick something that's unbeatable.
Got it.
Yeah. I'm picking the games. And as long as it's not, I'll tell you what, you may think it's blackjack, and it's not. I'll stay away from blackjack. I don't have to card count.
Really?
Nothing to do with blackjack. Yeah.
What about games like Let It Ride and those kind of games?
Sucker bets.
Pie Gal.
Sucker bets. All sucker bets. All bad bets.
Ultimate Texas Hold'em. All those no good.
All the ones you like.
Yeah. I don't. I like just blackjack.
No, I know.
And poker.
Yeah.
Maybe a little roulette.
Yep.
Once in a while, craps.
Wow. And all those games like you. I can just tell you that. Boy, I hope I don't come off wrong here. I don't.
By the way, I would like to vote for not editing anything.
Really? I don't want to sound. That's not
I think
the way
George would agree.
I'll add a bleep. I'll add a bleep for the cuss.
Please.
But as far as everything else,
I don't want to. But I don't want to come off because I'm not that guy.
You never come off like that guy.
I drive a 3.5-year-old Kia.
Yeah.
I always say that.
It's under warranty.
Yeah, 100,000-mile warranty.
What's the most expensive car you've ever had? Have you ever balled out?
Before I had this Kia, I had a Cadillac, a brand new Cadillac.
Okay.
But I bought this Kia Telluride, which was like $15,000, about $10,000 less than the Cadillac. I love this truck.
Yeah.
I love it. I got no interest in trading in it or anything, and I'm up to 50,000 miles now. I love it. And like I said, though, I know people want to have, your kind of car. John's got like
that was a little shot, huh?
No, that's not a shot. I'm just saying it's a very nice car. John has a beautiful car. Of course, I would need Vaseline to get in it on both sides to get me in. But anyway,
I'm a car guy.
So the new show, no due diligence on that show. They just wanted to get viewers.
They want shock value TV.
They want shock value TV.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's bullshit. So, if you guys wanted that angle, and I'm sure the guy may see me now, but it doesn't make a difference to me because if you never want to put me on a show or if they never want to put me on any shows again, it doesn't make a difference to me. I'm going to be real. When the cameras followed me around on Showtime for those 6 months, I had the cameras follow me around. I was real.
What was that schedule like? That was every day or there's scheduled shoot days?
We probably shot maybe like 10 days in Vegas and 5 days in Atlantic City.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like literally from like 9 in the morning till 9 at night or something.
They had me for most of the day. Yeah. Super Bowls in Atlantic City.
Because a lot of it, there's nothing happening. It has to be that way to capture the gold moments, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was, and I know they had that polarizing character on there too with his $400,000 car and stuff. And I had some idiot kids go on there on
the little
socials.
guy, you mean, right?
Yeah, I had some idiot kids go on social and say, "Well, you drive a Kia. He drives a $400,000 Rolls Royce SUV." Yeah, how do you think he got that? From scamming you guys.
Right.
From scamming, from showing this stuff.
It's from selling picks, not from winning games.
Yeah, how do you think he got that? And then even on the show, I think he lost 7 out of 8 bets, and he tells the producers live, they got it on air. I always lose when you guys are filming me. I always lose. Just coincidence. Whenever you guys are filming me, I lose. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something else before we get off air.
Yeah, go.
Self-destructive signs of gambling is something I thought about. I just came up with it on my own, really. When the win doesn't affect you as much as the loss, that's a real big sign. In other words, I play a lot of video poker, and I'm not by the way, not winning video poker player. I get good deals. Just yesterday, I got a deal to go to San Francisco for $3,000, and
there's a casino in San Francisco,
20 miles north of San Fran. Yeah, so I'll go. I want to fly in, and they'll give me the $3,000. They give me, I think, at least $3,000. Yeah, they gave me $3,000 last time. Me and Al, that was here. And my friend Paul, we all went on a G5, beautiful private plane. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
Getting a plane, take
Paul's
G5.
got it like that?
Well, there was a lot of people on the plane.
Oh, the casino sent the plane.
The casino sent the plane. There's 12 seats on the plane.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe more. Might have been 12. Might have been 14 seats on the plane. But absolutely unbelievable.
Isn't it? How do you go from that to Spirit?
My God.
It's so hard, right?
I've been lucky enough to be on about 10 private planes in my life. And it's always like, I always say, Jesus, this is so nice.
Yeah.
No one checks anything. You walk right on a plane with a bag. No one's there checking your luggage. No one's checking. I mean,
it's amazing.
Get on, get off, get to the airport 20 minutes ahead of time. Bang, you're in the air. By the way, there's an airline. It's called JSW. JSX. Yeah. JSX, fantastic.
Yeah.
They fly from here to wine country, from here to,
everywhere now. They go here to Palm Springs.
There's some great spot. Palm Springs.
To San Diego.
San Diego. It's north of San Diego. There's a great airport there. It's a little airport north of San Diego. And by the way, Carlsbad. So from here to Carlsbad, like you can catch them $250 each way. You're flying a private plane for $250 each way.
Yeah, it's great.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. But anyway, that's and especially if you get them last minute when there's an empty seat.
Yep.
You can get on there.
Sometimes it's cheaper than Southwest. It's very rare, but it happens.
It's about $400 if you want to go ahead of time.
Yeah.
Which is worth it to me anyway. But
you can show up literally 10 minutes before the flight.
Yeah, 10 minutes before the flight.
Yep.
What a way to travel.
And the hangar's real nice.
Oh, what a way to travel. Anyway, but I went on their private plane and I was saying, so they give me, doesn't mean when they give me walk-in money. I lost $8,000 after they gave me $3,000 or something. I lost. So they have a shot to beat me. But when the win doesn't affect you as much as the loss will affect you, that means you're gambling too much. Mm-hmm. So if you win like $10,000 and come home and you're not as happy as you would be upset if you lost your bankroll or your $10,000, it could be signs of trouble. So
what about when you win and your initial response is, I should have bet more. I should have won more.
I don't think of it like that. Yeah, maybe. I really don't think of nothing like that. You should have bet more. No. I know it's trouble when you go home and you win so much that you can't sleep because you're dreaming of winning more. And you have to get back there the next day.
Right.
Now, most people probably won't know what that means because they're not degens. And I was a degen. I was a loser. I was a sucker for years. So there's a lot of signs that you have to pick up. You have to realize, and one of them is that gambling doesn't affect you the win as much as the loss does.
Right.
And maybe those signs of sleeping and dreaming of it, and catching a couple hours, going back the next day. Listen, I grew up around guys back east where I grew up. They weren't happy till they were broke. The pressure was off. So the next day, now they have to go back to the casino because they won the day before. They may win again. They may go right back again the next day. By the way, it's 2 hours from North Jersey or even New York to Atlantic City. That was the only thing at the time. There wasn't no other. It was Vegas and Atlantic City. That's it.
Yeah.
So back and forth. The next day, back and forth. You weren't happy until the fourth day when you gave back all the money. Now you can get 8 hours sleep. The pressure's off. I have no money. That's sick. That's sick. But that's the way some people are.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I don't want to think a lot, but I'm sure it is. All right.
This was good, Bill. Bill was throwing fastballs today.
Yeah, this started out with you, and I started.
I got you all wound up. I'm going to do it again next week. I'm going to open every show from now on with a little rant and see if I can just get you fired up.
Let me tell you something that I like to give once in a while. I like to give you something that will shock you.
Yeah.
Like Bill Krackenberger's stories of things that you never know about me. Like beyond my cemetery grave tours. By the way, I just found there is a top 50. How your dad comes up on my suggestions, I have no idea. But I mean, this is like all suggestions that they know things I like.
I see them.
There's your dad. But like some of them are, I just seen the AFI, which I think is the American Film Institute.
Yep, it is.
The AFI top 50
films?
graves.
Oh,
No,
graves?
Graves, not films. It should come up. Yeah, there it is. The
Hollywood Cemetery?
This was so good.
The Hollywood Cemetery?
It shows you all different cemeteries all throughout the world. Like where Greta
so funny
Garbo's
you
married.
like this.
Not married. I'm sorry, buried. Like not only Marilyn Monroe, but it shows you the top 50. I thought
She's at Hollywood Cemetery, right?
Who's that?
Marilyn Monroe.
She's in Westwood.
Or Westwood. That's what I meant. Westwood. A lot of famous people.
A lot of famous people.
Freddie
She's
Prinze.
Buried right next to.
Right, Freddie Prinze is in that one.
I've been there 4 times. I didn't know Freddie was there.
I think he is.
Wow.
I might be wrong.
How did I miss that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ask your friend Tonio.
Yeah. No. But yeah, no. There's some real famous people there.
Yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield's there.
Right.
There goes the neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah. Kirk Douglas was just buried there.
Yeah.
Who played Beretta?
Robert Blake.
Robert Blake. Okay, I'm wrong then. There's another detective. He was just buried.
Columbo?
Peter Falk. Peter Falk was just buried there when he died. There's a lot of
names
famous
that
people there.
no one on this side of the room knows who the hell. We lost the whole engineer crew. No idea.
Look at this. This is Hollywood Forever. Maybe that's where he's from. Burt Reynolds.
That's where I meant. Yeah.
Judy Garland. Matter of fact, Judy Garland.
Born April 3rd, same day as Tony.
Really? Mm-hmm. You may find this weird how I know this, because this is my habit, guys. Just to let you know, it's not a weird habit. I actually.
No, it is.
No, it's. You kidding me? The 600,000 views.
No. Come on. Maybe so, but
600,000 views on this last one I watched.
Cemetery visiting for fun.
Oh, for cemetery famous.
It's
graves?
a little weird, no?
Oh.
A little?
I stand there at Dean Martin's grave, Frank Sinatra's grave. I don't know. I like it.
All right. I kind of like it.
I
want to go to one.
I enjoy it.
When can we go?
Next time, look at George. He thinks we're crazy. I know.
No, dude. I mean, I'm glad John finally said something.
Oh.
It is odd. It's a little odd, but I've never done it. So like, this is
Cemetery tours.
I should not judge.
Let me tell you something. Weird, no?
There's a part of a thing where I give money everywhere, charity. It's called Top 48 Tours or something.
Right.
I give money every year. You know what they do? They go around to different cemeteries, restoring the old gravestones that you can't see, that's grown over. This is from the 1700s, 1800s. These were guys that, this was like history, 300-year-old graves.
Sure.
I love that they do that kind of stuff and beautiful. I want to go to like my number one cemetery I want to go to, and I'll get there one of these days, is Père Lachaise, and I want to go to that.
Big
it's
bucket
in
list.
Paris, France.
Okay. Who's there?
And not just for Jim Morrison, but Jim Morrison.
That's where he is?
Number one most famous grave out of all graves that are visited, not Marilyn Monroe, Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison is buried in France?
Yeah, that's where he died. That's where he died, and that's where they buried him.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's where he died. He moved to Paris with his girlfriend Pam. He died, and she buried him with like no one even seen him. Like 3 people seen him.
Now,
but he's in Père Lachaise. Now, there's also very famous people in that cemetery. Chopin. I mean, you can go on and on. How do I know all this stuff? I know this great. You have to see some of these stones.
Now, Bill, it's kind of a morbid thought here, but now I got to ask because you brought this up.
Go ahead.
Do you own a plot somewhere?
No, I'm being cremated.
Okay.
But I have like 6 different places.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So the guy that likes to go visit cemeteries is being cremated?
Well, my wife knows where I want to be equally distributed.
Equally?
Yeah.
A little bit of Santa Anita, a little bit of Del Mar, a little bit of... Is it casinos or no?
It's not. It's like, I want to haunt the casino for the rest of my life.
The ghost of Krackenberger.
I actually do like Saratoga, though, even though I don't like to bet horses that much, but I love it up there. I love Del Mar.
That's where you want to be?
Maybe. I don't want to tell anyone. They'll look to take me out now.
Well, how am I supposed to know where to go visit?
Oh.
Well, I guess I'll know soon enough or whenever.
I may throw a little bit on your lawn.
Yeah? We'll take you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, there's a lot to go around.
I'll make a little shrine for you in the backyard.
Yeah. Anyway, Judy Garland, last thing I'll say. So for 50 years, Judy Garland died in like 68, 69 or something.
Yeah.
And for like 50 years, Judy Garland is buried in New York. And her kids, which are, of course, Liza Minnelli, Lorna Luft, and she has a son, decide, we live in California. Why isn't Mom with us? They actually went and took her out of that. I seen the van even. I was like, wow, that's talk about morbid. Like I don't want to see dead bodies. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But who has that job to go and take the body out. I seen something recently on the day the music stopped. Your dad knew all these people too. Richie Valens, the Big Bopper, and Buddy Holly.
Yep.
So the Big Bopper, they wanted to find out something on him, and they recently, 50 years later, dug him up. And his son came and wanted to see what he looked like 50 years later from being in the ground. And his son's like, wow, he looks the same.
Really?
I was like, oh, my God, like, looks the same. I thought your body, I thought we were ashes by then. I thought, I really did. I really don't know. Like, I thought our body was gone by then. It's obviously not. So I seen a whole story on that. That's morbid. I don't mean to get into morbid things like that. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But the cemetery tours are fun stuff.
Wait, I'm curious, though, because you brought up that name. George, do you even know who Judy Garland is without Google?
Oh, damn, you beat me to it. I was about to Google it. No, I do not.
Oh, but he knows
Dorothy
the
from The Wizard of Oz.
Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz.
Yes, I know that.
How about you, buddy? I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
That's
Have you ever seen The Wizard of Oz? The Wizard of Oz. So you know Dorothy is. The little girl with the dog? That's Judy Garland. Poor Judy Garland had a terrible, terrible life. The original name was the Gum Sisters. Her last name is Gum. Horrible life that I don't know if it's her mother's fault, but they drugged her. She was just a terrible, terrible life that girl had. Beautiful girl, great voice. I love when she sings Over the Rainbow. It's just something that... speaking of singing, last thing I'll do before we get off air here. My last hobby that you're going to be shocked by. I love tenors.
Singers.
Old-fashioned opera tenors, like Pavarotti.
Yeah, sure.
Listen to now. I can't do it now during football, basketball season. I don't have the head for it. I don't have the head to sit down and listen to music when my brain's scattered about sports and different things and promotions and bonuses. It's really hard for me to listen to anything like that. But old tenors like Caruso, and you probably would like think
I don't know who Caruso is.
Famous Italian singer.
Okay.
Then you won't know my last one. Benenimino, that's the name. Giglio. I want you to listen. I'm going to send you one. Okay. I'm going to send you Gilly. I'm going to send. It's spelled Gigli. I'm going to send you something by him, and you're going to say, "Wow!" Like I'll send you something. You have to really have a clear head for it. Listen, a couple weeks ago, I was with my buddy Gil that does. I do a show with on Thursdays, and we were talking about Sade. You know who Sade is,
of course.
Fantastic singer, smooth operator.
Yeah,
she's got a couple other songs, but famous songs too.
Oh,
she was unbelievable,
on fire.
She was selling out arenas.
Yeah, early '90s.
Yeah. Right, '90s.
Yep.
So Sade sing "The Sweetest Taboo." That's another song. But then she sings "No Ordinary Love."
Great song.
A great song. But I said to Gil, I said, I can't listen to that. You know how much money I have to be able to listen to Ordinary Love? Like, by the time she comes on and starts singing, I'm grabbing the knife and saying, please don't do it. Like, right. I love her, and I love her. But you have to have a clear head, no problems in life. To sing Smooth Operator and No Ordinary Love, though, you better be on a beach with one of those little umbrella drinks or something. I love to get into that. I wish I had that kind of clear head, and I hope to get there one day again. But I'll listen to this kind of stuff after basketball season. I'm done.
Well, it took 4 years. Are we doing this 4 years or 3 years?
Yeah, 4.
It took 4 years for me to finally figure out the formula. I'm going to get you fired up at the opening of every show.
Yeah, I wasn't.
This was my favorite Wise Kracks
This was a total spontaneous show today. This was not planned, just to let you know.
Carmona, back me up.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of, like, these Bill rants.
Gonna push his buttons off the top of the show.
My favorite thing is when Bill's like, this is the last thing, and then he's like, but let me tell you another story.
Right.
Can't help it.
Which is very Tony Orlando like. Takes my dad 30 minutes to say goodbye. Speaking of saying goodbye, let's do that.
See you guys.
See you next week. Wise Kracks.